Okay, so my review of Khazan, the first Berserker. This game sucks. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I did the same thing for Assassin's Creed. So, yeah, the game is very stylish. It's extremely stylish. It's like one of those things where, like, you know, a brand new player outside the DFO universe and stuff picking up this game for the first time, like, honestly, I truly felt like I feel like the story is so forgettable. I think if you've played DFO, I don't know how it is. I assume there's a better, more engaging lore in that leads to this. But as a brand new player playing this for the first time, not knowing any of the characters, I think the story was pretty bad. I think it's pretty forgettable. The character development is butt cheeks. And when I mean character development, I mean we literally have no time to really fully experience some of these like main characters. Some of them are just kind of like bits and pieces of some dialogue and maybe a cutscene here or there. That's kind of it. Like it really didn't feel like I started forgetting about who's like some of the characters in the game. Which really sucks because some of the boss fights in this game is beautiful. The boss fights are beautiful. And it just sucks that it's a beautiful boss fight, but with like no type of story behind most of it. And that sucks because it's like, how do I explain this? I understand. Yeah, the character Reese, the way that she's presented, okay, now this might be a crazy take, or I don't know, or it might make sense, but when they present Reese, the character in the game, the girl, you know, like the lover of Ozma, right? When they present her in the game, and it leads right into the boss fight, it's like the game automatically expects you to know and be super engaged and bonded with this character, because the way it presents itself, it's like beautiful music. You hear like their dialogue in game, they're talking to each other, and it's like, oh man, this is so beautiful. But then I'm like, wait a minute, who is she again? You know, like I really feel like the story didn't really pull me in that much, and I hated it. I hated that it didn't pull me in that much, because I think if I was really into the story, boss fights like those would have really been way more engaging for me. So for me, someone outside of like DFO and stuff, for me, it was just like, oh, these are just like really cool boss fights. That's kind of it, you know? Half the time, it was also, it also kind of felt like Khazan didn't really have an actual role in this game's story. Every now and then, I had to be reminded, like, oh, that's right. Oh, okay, yeah, Khazan sentenced death, and then play the whole game. I forget all about it. Completely forget all about it. And I get reminded from, like, one cutscene 4 hours into the game. I'm like, oh, that's right, you know? It exists, but without substance. Yeah. It's like eating a pepperoni pizza with stuffed crust, but when you bite into that crust, there's no cheese. You kind of get my drift there? Does that kind of make sense a little bit? A little bit? It's a very fluffy crust that looks amazing, but when you bite into it, there's no cheese. I think that was one of my biggest issues for me personally, especially with like hella flashy games like these. If the story doesn't grab me, then I just want to finish the game and then move on to the next one, you know? So that's just like story wise. I really felt like the story was hella weak in this game. Very forgettable. Hella forgettable. From a newbie's standpoint, from someone that doesn't have any experience with like the dungeon fighter stuff. Excuse me. What else? The battle system. The battle system is one of the best in the business. The battle system is fun as hell. Fun as hell. It feels like you could do whatever you want. Even against bosses, it feels like you can do whatever you want. That shit was fun. That shit was fun. It reminds me a lot of Lost Ark PvP. I used to play a lot of Lost Ark PvP, and you would have a greatsword. I think they were also called Berserkers. and you could do like really similar combos to players and just make their lives miserable. So that's kind of what it felt like here, where it just being able to combo a boss over and over and over again, it felt like a lot of fun. It was just so fun. This is definitely one of the most satisfying combat systems, when it feels like you're in control for most of it, I want to say. So combat system all the way, man. And it's very easy to get into. So like, honestly, probably an S tier combat system. Shit is fun, dude. Shit is fun. I was comboing every single thing, and then I learned some new combos, and then you can combo into more things. You combo into more things, and it just felt like you were the oppressive boss in every part of the fight. It was great. This game all Yankee, no brim type shit. What the hell does that even mean? I don't have the slightest clue. What type of zoomer ass terms? You gotta explain to me what you just said. I don't know what the fuck you just said. I bet that guy was in New Game Plus because I killed him so much faster in New Game Plus because of the extra damage from the max stats. Right. Is difficulty more than Wukong? No, Wukong's harder than this. I wouldn't say Wukong's harder than this. The music, there was like, I think there's like 2 or 3 tracks in this entire game that is like, oh, chef's kiss. But for the majority of the game, the music was really lacking. Going through all the levels, honestly, it felt like it was really, really lacking. I was just like, man, I could go with some bumping music, but you kind of get like some stock orchestra type of music, you know, just very stock music. Not really too crazy, not too amazing, not too engaging. Just something to be played when you're fighting something, and then you move on to the next thing. I really wish it had more memorable tracks, because memorable tracks, wonderful music that goes with your exploring and fighting, can really go a long way on making the journey, you know, memorable, right? So I felt like the music was kind of weak, aside from like 2 or 3 of the songs. The exploration in this game, yeah, it's very linear. No minimap. I kept getting lost because everything looked the same. It got to the point where I was just like, come on, okay, let me just sprint to the finish. Come on, let me just head there. It was way too difficult figuring out where the hell I was most of the time. Everything was very bleak and gray, and it was all the same stone walls, and so the exploration didn't really feel anything special to me. Honestly, it sort of just felt like, here, we're gonna plop you down in this dungeon, and you're just gonna run from room to room to room to room to room to room to room, kill some enemies, run, you know, room to room to room to room, boss fight. That's kind of what it felt like. They tried to implement a lot of stuff from Dark Souls, and I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that's what they wanted to do. I'm sure they wanted to borrow a lot of stuff. Like, they had the illusory walls. They had stuff from Sekiro, you know, where like the little symbol pops up on your head for like unblockables or whatever. You know, just like the whole like tap and dance type of gameplay of Souls games, right? I think they did a lot of stuff pretty well in that regard. Their inspiration for the game, or their inspired mechanics from the Souls series, I think it fits very well. It doesn't feel like just a copy and paste, like uninspired copy and paste type of stuff. I think they did it. I think it meshed really well in this game. I think they meshed it in a way where it felt Souls-like, but it wasn't a Souls game. And they had their own style patched over it, and I think it worked. I think it did great. I actually did. I think it did great. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The number one thing that carries this game is the boss fights. Elite boss fights and boss fights. Those are the 2 things I want to say that carry the entire game. Was when you're doing boss fights and elite boss fights and boss fights, the whole mechanic, every mechanic of Khazan comes out into play. You get to use everything, and that's where the game shines the most. But yeah, I think this game, it's fun. Is it worth it? I think so. I absolutely think so. It starts out really easy, and it starts to get hard. But I think the reason why is because I think the game's prepping you. So when you first start out the game, it'll start out a lot easier than what it is in the mid portion of the game. So you really gotta be invested in upgrading your weapons and knowing what kind of weapon you want to use, I think this game really, I highly recommend sticking with just one weapon and then learn the entire thing and get really good at it. Because if you juggle weapons in this game, oh man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's definitely one of those like one weapon type of games. Excuse me. Am I missing out on anything else? The combat, let's see. The combat was absolutely amazing. The story was very lacking. Character development, very, very lacking. I guess some people could see this as like your typical super anime edgy type of Souls game, which that makes sense. At first, on the looks and some of the cutscenes, it looks like another anime edgy type of Souls game. But I think when you're playing the game itself, I feel like there's a flow state that you can get into that you can actually really actively have fun playing this game and doing your own combos, and then you kind of forget about the whole anime edgy stuff. You kind of forget all about it. There will be parts in the game that will remind you, but I feel like when you get in tune with the gameplay and fighting and all that stuff, it's very easy to forget. Voice actors, S tier. Voice actors, amazing. Amazing S tier. Absolutely amazing. Wonderful, wonderful voice actors. Great voice actors. It's great. So, stories kind of sucks. Battle system's amazing. The art style, amazing. With the shaders and like the cinematic anime stuff, amazing. Some of the music is really, really good. Exploration is kind of resident sleeper. This is definitely, I want to chalk this game up to like, I kind of want to call it like, instead of the first Berserker Khazan, I kind of want to call it the first boss run Khazan, because every boss fight is the core of the game. That is the heart of the game, in my opinion. And of course, a lot of the art style that comes with it, and just how beautiful it looks when you're fighting stuff. I would say that's kind of like, if you like that type of stuff, you'll love this game easily. If you're looking for a game for like amazing exploration and deep, impactful story and amazing character development, this game will not be for you. You pick this game up, start going crazy in the game, just fighting everything and being as stylish as possible. And if you're the type of person that wants to try to clean this game out of all achievements and stuff like that, it can be one heck of a challenging grind, for sure. I think it can be. So, yeah, I recommend this game for even folks that that have never played Souls games before. I think this game is a pretty good game to start with. Just, turn your brain off, or turn the part that's, that remembers all your moves on, and you'll have a good time. You'll have fun. If you don't care about story, don't care about character development, you want some epic fights, this game will be for you, 100%. It will be for you. So, yeah, the UI system in this game is very clean, so thank goodness it's clean. A lot of games could pick up from this one for that one. The UI is very easy to navigate through. It's not a pain in the ass. It's great. Oh, one more thing I wanted to explain. The loot system in this game, I'm not a fan of it, because the loot system in this game does not reward you with brand new unique weapons when you kill a boss. It's just loot. It's like, think of it like Borderlands. Think of it like Neo. You kill stuff, you get loot. You kill bosses, you get loot. They're pretty much, most of them are the same loot, just higher level. That's kind of it. It's almost like a looter shooter, but it's like melee. So you're always picking up gear. You'll have a shit ton of gear, weapons, armor, and then you can dismantle stuff and upgrade your own stuff, which can be pretty fun if you want to customize your own stuff. If you want to min-max, can be pretty fun. You can totally do that. You can min-max to the T. Do you need to do that to beat this game? Absolutely not. So it's like an optional thing if you definitely want to make the runs a lot easier for yourself. But you absolutely don't need to do that. You don't have to do that. You absolutely don't have to do that. I was very, very lightly trying to set up all my gear together. Ended up being in the game. So, worth a second playthrough? I want to say it's worth a second playthrough for the people that want to grind this game. That want to, like, you know what I mean? That want to, like, push into this game as hard as possible. That like a good challenge. I'd say it's worth it for those folks, for sure. If you just want to experience the game, one-time playthrough is enough. So, how's the art book? Oh, I kind of want to listen to the music. Hold on. Let me put this back up here. So yeah, I'd say that is my review of the first Berserker Khazan. We'll have it highlighted and posted on YouTube. And when it does get posted on YouTube, please like give me your own thoughts, like in the comments, by all means, or the comments down below, I should say, since it's on YouTube. I'd love to hear like your thoughts, chat. What did you guys think of this game? You guys review it now. Now that you heard me, go for it, man. Give me all the goods.